Stirring the coffee with chopsticks, using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. It's my Ethiopian, the one that I roasted last week. It just gets better and better. Someone had told me sometimes you need to store it for a week so it gives off the gases or whatever. You chemists and professional coffee roaster guys know what that's all about. I usually start grinding it after 48 hours, after 2 days. It's now not quite a week. Well, it's a week and 1 day after I roasted it. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Happy Monday. Happy snowy Monday for those that are in the northern regions. Right after this, I need to get outside and shovel. I guess it's about 4 or 5 inches of snow. Spread out some salt so people don't slip. I hear traffic on the highway, which means maybe schools are not closed today. They did kind of hype things up a little bit with the weather, as usual. The weather is now news. Hey, if you're a father or want to be a father someday, the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition is coming up May 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Orlando, Florida. Every father needs to be there. You are going to be the patriarch of your family. Don't wing this one, boys. This is not something you gamble at. Learn from the best. I will be speaking there along with at least a dozen others. Big names, best-selling authors, content creators, thought leaders, movers and shakers, people you'll be spending time with. I'll put the link for it down below. If you can't swing the full price, I've been authorized to give a partial scholarship. Take a little bit off of that, okay? Let me know. Email me, gb@georgebruno.com. You won't be disappointed. You did not leave country music. Country music left you. It's hard to even recognize this thing that is now called country music. So here are your instructions. Go to Pandora, listen to the Patsy Cline channel. You get to hang out with Patsy, George, Jim, Conway, Hank, Loretta, Marty, and you'll never want to leave. Trust me on that one. There should be a Snopes for Snopes. It's about as reliable as The Onion and the Babylon Bee, but not nearly as funny. The truth always sounds like a lie before you believe it, or when you don't believe it. BYOGAD. Bring your own give a damn. You have to, because everybody else's is broken. I was in Baltimore, Washington, D.C. this past weekend for the Baltimore Pen Show, which I'm doing a premiere. I did a new documentary, which will be airing, I'm thinking, this Friday night. It's going to be a busy week for me, but I'm looking forward to it. If you liked People of the Pen, you are going to love my documentary called The Collectors. It's so different, and you are going to love this. I believe I'm going to do it on Friday night. No, Thursday night. Thursday night. Wednesday night, I'm a guest on the Masculine Geek show on YouTube and podcast. Thursday night, I'll do the collectors. Friday night is 50 things you will feel after a divorce or breakup. So those 3 nights in a row are going to be pretty packed for me. You really do want to be part of all 3 of those things. So I did an informal meetup, what I call men sharing notes, and we had 6 guys show up, and it was phenomenal. And I obviously, did I think anyone's going to show up? I don't know. When you put things out there, you're kind of hesitant. But man, we had a great time. A good discussion, a very good discussion at a table in the hotel lobby. And I'm grateful for every brother that showed up, every single one. So thank you, gentlemen. And then the man steps right up to the microphone and says at last, just as the time bell rings, "Good night, now it's time to go home." Then he makes it fast with one more thing. "We are the Sultans. We are the Sultans of Swing." Dire Straits, 1977. And if you haven't seen the video of the guitar track Isolated that I posted on Twitter, which is what I'm reading from right now, a camera is put on the neck of the guitar going down, looking down the fretboard as a band is playing Sultans of Swing. It's inspiring and will blow your mind. Look it up. Look up only this particular video. Look it up. It's on my Twitter page, @GeorgeBruno. Follow me on Twitter. You need to follow me on Twitter. Actually, Twitter, you will get a preview of every Daybreak show the day before on my Twitter. Let's read a letter. Dear Mr. Bruno, I've been watching your YouTube channel for some time now, and I find your videos very informational and your voice very soothing. Although I disagree with you from time to time, your content is very valuable. You disagree with me from time to time. You felt the need to say that, didn't you? I mean, I don't care. But it's like, slap. Here's a nice piece of pie. Slap. Here's something sweet. Slap. Never, ever write a letter telling someone you disagree with them. If anything, suck up to them at first if you want them to read the whole letter. You don't tell a king, although I disagree, and I'm not comparing myself to a king, but you show respect if you want something from that person in any way. So now how you set the tone, how am I supposed to take, you have a whole thing here. When I was 21, I met a girl, we got into a relationship, she was 17 at the time. During our 4.5 years, I'm not hearing that. All I'm hearing is, I disagree with you from time to time. You never start a letter with that. Never. You know what? I meet a lot of people, and I know no one agrees with me all the time. Nobody. I don't agree with anyone all the time. But when people meet in person, they say this. They say, "Oh, very nice to meet you." Handshake. Big fan. Been a follower for a long time. Love your work. Nice to meet you. What they don't say is, "I disagree with you from time to time, but it's nice to meet you." But when they write, they say that. Why? You know why? Because people are braver behind a keyboard than they are face to face. Now I know there's going to be a wave of people saying, "I disagree with you, but it's good to meet you." That's actually more truthful. What do they say? It's better to be slapped with the truth than to be kissed with a lie. So blah, 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 breakup, blah, 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 physical and mental health deteriorated, blah, 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 contemplated suicide, blah, blah, blah. After a year of not moving forward an inch, I decided to turn my life around after a friend committed suicide, blah, blah, blah. Refocus, career, physics teacher, The world needs more dedicated teachers, blah, blah, blah. However, I haven't done anything to try to get a new relationship beside the occasional hookup. My outlook on it is quite bleak after someone just walking out of my life like that. Welcome. Welcome to the club. Welcome to reality. That's what the red pill is. It's the rabbit hole. If you take the blue pill, you can go back to sleep and nothing will ever change. Is it worth investing time, love, energy in people if they just walk out of your life on a second notice? What is your stance on this? Can the juice be worth the squeeze? You must be a Richard Cooper fan. He's a good friend of mine. If so, how do you determine which people you invest in a world where women only tend to value a relationship after their 30s? I'd love to hear from you. Keep up the great work, Mark. Well, Mark, although I disagree with you from time to time, I will give you an answer, and that is this. Pursue excellence. All the blah, blah, blah is, there's no backstory there. No backstory. It's the same story, different face. Same female behavior, different female. Pursue excellence. Excellence will come to you. You will attract excellence. You will attract it. There is no working. There is no striving. There is no juggling to keep a relationship going. Desire can't be negotiated, as my friend Rollo says. Desire is a natural thing. If you have to work, it's like a slow leak in a tire before you drive your car or ride your bike. You have to put air in it every single time just so you can drive. If you have to keep pumping up the relationship just so it functions, it's not going to work, period. So the number one most important thing right now is you. You can focus on you without being an ass. Build your body, build your mind, attract people, the proper people. Hypergamy shows up pretty quickly. Crazy shows up as much as 2 years later. Do not be in a hurry, young man. Do not be in a hurry. Next. Hello from the UK. I've become a regular watcher of your Daybreak show recently and want to thank you for your thoughtful and intelligent conversations. I don't always agree with everything you say, but that's life. But we see eye to eye 90%. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks in advance, Matthew, England. Matthew, although I don't agree with your letter writing skills, I like the fact that you like coffee and that you want to learn how to make coffee. There's plenty of videos on YouTube of how to do it. I made a video for you. Blah, blah, blah. And finally, this is a box that's going out to Mr. Fixed Income, Mr. Phil Jackson. All right. Missouri Meerschaum. Lighter. Tobacco. Pipe cleaners. Pipe tool. Mr. Fixed Income, this is going out to you today. Don't get used to it. Enjoy your pipe. I'm going to put a copy of The Last Pipe by Christopher Morley in there. So during your maiden voyage with your new pipe, you'll be able to read a great story. And think of me while you're smoking your pipe. Hey everybody, have a great day. And you, it's Monday. You thought you were going to come to Baltimore, Washington on Saturday night, but you put it off, didn't you? You want to make a change. but you had the extra piece of pizza this weekend, didn't you? You drank more beer than you probably should have. You let the weather get in the way of going to the gym. You felt doubtful. You're a geek. You're a nerd. You want to change, but you don't feel like you can, and change is for other people. You can be more than you are. Finish your coffee. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show.